Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Spelunky 2 for another 60 to 90 minutes of me dying horribly while continuing to learn, continuing to make it. I think our consistency is improving somewhat, right? They're not all good runs, but we are more consistently getting further, doing better, getting more health, ending up with more resources. Avoiding the mole, seeing the mole before it hits me. Every once in a while I can pull it off. And it is in part due to figuring it out. It's also in part due to the fact that I am playing a little bit just kind of off camera in my off time when I'm not in the mood to be recording, just because I do like, I'm just having fun, you know? The game's fun. It can be frustrating. It's a certain frustrating kind of fun. But it's a tricky thing to be doing a series, doing a YouTube series about a game where, like, discovering stuff is a big part of what the series is about. And then also to be playing it, like, in part because I'm a little embarrassed at how bad I still am. But, like, it's, you know, you have to take a careful line to try not to learn anything new off camera while still playing, and, you know, it's a weird thing. Playing video games in the future is a weird thing. So I have done a little bit of practicing since last episode, and hopefully we will see some benefits. Hopefully we'll see some dividends from that. It's just fun, you know? It's just fun to play. It's fun to die horribly. Alright, we are going to be patient here. We're going to wait for this stupid lizard to waddle underneath us, and then we're going to hit him with a whole bunch of pots, because it's what he deserves. I see you. I see you there, monstrous spider. I always feel a little bit bad for video game spiders. Like, the spider is an entity that is somewhat warped, the meaning of which is somewhat warped by its video game presence. In real life, in the physical world, I'm a big fan of spiders. I am broadly very pro-spider. This is very encouraging. Nope. Okay, not quite ready to do that yet. I'm kind of creeped out by a lot of types of bugs. In particularly, anything that stings is a real issue for me. I have a real, like, primal terror of stinging insects. And I think in a situation like that, it would be easy to just be so grossed out by spiders. No? Aha! Safety. Okay. It'd be really easy for me to be really grossed out by spiders, right? Because they're totally little crawling bugs. But intellectually, spiders just, like, I get that most of what a spider is doing most of the time, if you see a spider in your home, is it is helping you to control the population of the other kinds of bugs. Generally speaking, a spider in your home is a real good thing if you are a person who is not okay with lots of bugs being around. But man, a spider in a video game is never serving, like, an important ecological purpose, right? It's always just a really bad time. Alright, we're gonna try to blow this up carefully. I think if I lay it down right here, it should free the pet without eating the pet. Yeah. We're gonna have to use some other materials there. Actually, no, probably not. I think we can jump from that over to the ladder. Yeah. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good outcome. Alright, there we go. So I was hoping to get to 10k for the bomb box over here. I would like the skeleton key, but I want the bomb box way more. Okay, that went really well. That is exactly what we were hoping it would be. And there are a bunch of things like that, right? Where it's just like, this is how this thing is in video games, and it does not comport necessarily with the real life meaning of the symbol. You know what a good example is the wrench, right? My mom, bless her heart, you know, she tries to understand what it is I do with my day and my time. And the video game stuff, it does not come super naturally to her. She has not played a ton of video games. But she asked me once, a few months ago, like, tell me what's one of your YouTube shows that I could watch that I would like. And, you know, based on the kind of science fiction she likes and stuff, I was like, okay, try Prey. Try the series I did about the game Prey, which rules. I think you will actually be really into that. And she, God bless her, watched it. And one of the things she did, for the record, did like it. I do know my mom's taste in science fiction. Oh, that's become a more complicated situation than I intended. You can do this thing safely. You can descend into spikes in that way. From one tile above, you can do that without dying horribly. And one of the things she said was, I thought it was really, like, resourceful. It was really cool how you thought to use that wrench that you found early in the game as like a weapon, as a way of defending yourself. That felt like a really, like a smart person trying to, like, use the tools in their environment kind of thing. And I hated to break it to her. I hated to be like, oh, no, that's not me being resourceful. That's just what wrenches are in video games. If you're playing a game where your character is a scientist or has any kind of engineering experience or anything, your basic melee weapon will just be a wrench. That's how we always do things. The video game person in me sees a wrench and goes, oh, melee weapon, long before I think, oh, and maybe I could use it to tighten a pipe or something. In fact, I don't know that I've ever played a video game where you use a wrench to, like, wrench pipes. Occasionally you use a wrench to, like, fix a thing, but even then, you know, Team Fortress 2 style, you are bludgeoning the thing with the wrench over and over again until it somehow magically is done. Over the last couple of years, my mom taking a more active interest in what I do and what's going on with me, it has been really weird to try to explain to her basically from zero how video games work, because there's so many layers of built-up assumptions on top of, like, every video game. Things that are invisible to a person who plays a lot of games until the moment when you have to try to explain them to someone else. And I don't know, there may not be a lot of people on the planet who are as unfamiliar with video games as my mother was. She is deep in it. She had seen, I was watching, she had come over to visit, and a Dota 2 tournament was on, and so she had seen a little bit of that, and she was like, that game looks really cool. Teach me that one. I wanna learn that one. And I didn't even know how to explain to her what a bad idea that was, so I was just like, okay, you know what? That's a really bad whip to miss. Okay, it's fine. We'll just get back out there. So I told her, okay, you know what? We'll try it. Maybe I'll be surprised. She's a smart person, you know? But boy, the layers on that one. Like, Dota is a game that is complicated enough that a lot of people who are really into complicated video games bounce off of it for reasons of it just being too much. Like, it's too much information to process, and it's not like in a fun way for everybody. But we were in a lot of trouble, and the moment I knew this is probably not going to work, we're going to give up on this and go back to some other stuff and come back maybe once there are more pieces in place, was when she said she was like, wait, I have a question. And I was like, okay, I expected that. I expected there will be questions. What is your question? And she said, what is a hit point? And I was like, oh, yeah, I can't even begin to explain the mechanics of this video game to you. Let's take it back a notch. We're getting there, though. She's getting there. One thing I thought was really... I am not trying to put my mom on blast. If my mom hears this and is upset, I'm sorry. But one thing I thought was really, really interesting was that she just fundamentally could not understand what was happening in Tekken. There was a Tekken tournament on that I was watching, and I was trying to explain that one to her, and it took forever to get through the idea that each of the like human bodies on the screen was being controlled by one person, and that I don't know what it was about it, but it just like it seemed to not fundamentally not make sense to her in a way that is not true of other games that we've talked about. And I don't think of fighting games as being like a terribly high complexity genre. Not to say that the games themselves are not complex, but the basic idea, right? We'll spend a rope here. It's fine. I'm pretty sure that we are not far enough away to safely fall through that gap without getting hit by the arrow. There is that. That looks like it might be worth investigating at least. Nope, never mind. Nothing going on here whatsoever. There is an altar. think we'll fall through. We're probably not going to be able to make much use of this altar, is my guess. Okay, we have discovered this. The key is up above. That's very inconvenient. Alright, well I think one rope should be high enough. Yeah, we had been right here. We had seen into this passageway, just not quite enough to to actually see the thing we needed. And now we have to sit here and do this really slowly. I think mostly in Dota she was responding to the fact that it, like a team fight sort of looks like fireworks. It's just like, I think it's a very attractive game, even though it is exceedingly hard to read. But, you know, she's on like puzzle games and stuff now, and that's working for her. Little like abstracts, like hex cells and stuff. And that's cool. Maybe she'll end up getting into more complicated stuff. Maybe not. It's just nice that she's taken an interest at all, I think. I did like it when she thought I was a very resourceful scientist. I was sad to have to break the reality of that one to her. Okay. We could sacrifice this for the golden monkey. I do not have any interest in doing that. We could also go to the left here, and probably there's some money to be made, but I'm really nervous that we're going to end up losing a bunch of health in the process. And I guess the question is, how much health is worth a heart, or how much money is worth a heart? And as you can tell from what we've done here, I think the answer is basically don't lose hearts for money. It would have to be an awful lot of money for it to be worth it. And you'd have to have an opportunity to use it to buy another heart very soon after. You'd have to know that was going to happen. Alright, so we do have another altar down below, but I, again, think it's unlikely we're going to get to feed it too much. We've passed the magical 20k mark. I suppose it is, in theory, possible that we could get ourselves a sweet jetpack. There's too many damn enemies. The beginning of this game has too many damn enemies in it. Is he gonna... Okay, come here, you. I hate to say this, but you're worth more to the altar alive than dead. Oh, that was more than I meant to throw. Okay, everything's fine. And that thing I was just saying about not getting much value out of the altar, I think, is turning out to perhaps be false. Well, I'd be lying if I said that's what I was looking for. Now, I think we do have a question of whether it's better to feed the turkey to the altar and try to accumulate some little bit of favor, or whether we want to just take the turkey lower, look for the other turkey, and then... Why would I... In my head, I was 100% just like, let's go to the right and press down so that we can look around. As you can tell, I've decided to go for the health, and us taking 2 damage there had a non-zero part in that decision, but honestly, I think this is where I was headed anyway. Okay, we might be able to goad these moles into jumping out over the spikes. Alright, come on, you want to go into the thing to the right here? Ow. Almost. Damn it. And of course I failed to get on the turkey, which would have helped a lot. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Everything about it. What? He just ran through the dirt. He didn't spend even like a single frame in there looking at it. He just ran clean through like it was not even there. That sucks. I'm doing this way to get the gold, but I'm very nervous about the mole. Alright. Perhaps this is the height of foolishness. But, you know, spike shoes. Can I... No, okay. I was trying to see if we could set off the upper trap from within the shop, because we were definitely close enough, and I was not 100% certain that the wall would prevent it from sensing us. Now we know, which, you know, might be... That's 1,000% on me. He just wasn't over in the space yet. I got impatient. I made this a little awkward. There we go. I mean, actually, it doesn't help anything. I have to throw the rope either way. I don't remember what I was talking about, because so many bad things were done in a row. It's me using the passive voice, try to keep myself safe from my own opinion of my deeds. I missed the boss. Look at the size of him. I tried to jump on it with my spike shoes, and I just hard missed that entire horrible beast of a man. Not a great start. Not a great start. You know, the play mistake die. It increments. I think we might just avoid that whole... I'm gonna just bomb through here. That's my feeling. Avoid that whole messy nonsense over there. That's enough money that it's probably worth spending some effort going after. I'm having a hell of a time jumping on things today. This is not a good sign. Jumping on things is one of the primary things you do in Spelunky. That's actually been a big part of the teaching, has been this idea, like, after we had a hard time with the fighting game, and some other stuff, I was trying to think of, like, what's a good way to describe to a person the basic ideas of a game, because, like, as video game players, we're just sort of used to all these modes of game, right? It's like, if you pick up a wrench in a first-person shooter, we know what that means, and it's a different thing that it would maybe mean in a survival game, where the wrench is more likely to be a tool, so to speak. You will still only melee things with it, but it will do more than kill. And so the way I've started approaching games with her is in terms of the verbs. Like, if you want to know what a game is about... Oh no, where are you going? Buddy, that's not the door. If you want to know what a game is about, if you want to understand what a game is going for, you just gotta ask the question, what are my verbs? And in Spelunky, we don't really have a lot of verbs. Jump is definitely a big one. There's a lot of jumping. What happens in this game, and generally you are expected to do it with some level of precision. Like, that verbs thing is not just a matter of playing the game, right? It's also like a matter of what is the game thinking about? What are the ideas that this game presents? That cape's gonna be 12K, isn't it? Well, I mean, there is some visible gold. Yeah, alright. Pretty sure the cape's gonna be 12K. I'm also pretty sure that I hate this lizard more than I've ever hated a lizard in my life. But I didn't, though. But I didn't anger the shopkeeper. I assume what happened there is the lizard went into aggro mode and the shopkeeper recognized his aggro mode, but he certainly hadn't, like, begun an attack yet or anything. Boy. I was trying to get him to come forward. I was trying to get him to go aggro, so that he would roll or something, so that he would get out of the shop a little faster, and we could then destroy him terribly outside. But that is definitely not what I thought was going to occur. I'm just saying, I think there should be a wrongful death suit on that one. Oh, hey, there's a turkey. Well, I think on 1-1 a turkey's likely to be a resource we want to hold on to. Here, let's put this down right here. Let's crack a couple of pots and then grab ourselves this turkey. Oh, wait a minute though. Oh, you know what? It won't be a problem because we'll have the turkey. I was like, do I want to jump down there if I'm going to have to spend a rope to get out? But of course I won't, because I will have this glorious turkey. I don't exactly know what the range of the wild turkey is. It is possible that a lot of people are not super familiar with turkeys, like in the wild, a wild turkey. They're remarkably large birds. This is a little bit of an exaggeration of size, the fact that the bird takes up the same amount of space as my ostensibly human body, but it's not much of an exaggeration. What did I just... In my head, I was like, okay, now we'll jump back on the turkey. I don't know how the thing I did there was supposed to result in that. This is just horrible. This is just horrible. Where is my mind? Where did all my brains go? Alright, let's not focus too much on the horrible job I'm doing, and instead focus on how to fix the horrible job I'm doing. First of all, free climbing gloves. Neat. Alright, now we can do the same thing to this guy. Boy, that's not what I thought was going to happen. That time, it is what I thought was going to happen. I kind of just wanted to see it again. Are you gonna... Nope, his behavior is different when he's on low health, I guess? Okay, well... I do want my turkey back badly enough to spend a rope for it. And then getting the turkey back helps us get this back, and we're about to get ghosted by the normal ghost. But it's fine. Okay, that went really poorly. That was a very, very bad open. It is kind of wild how much I am playing the games that I'm playing right now, because, like, I usually stick to a play schedule that is about my posting schedule. I don't really get ahead on games all that often, usually when I'm playing things. And a lot of the time that's, like, partially about being responsive to people's comments and stuff, although, honestly, with a series like this, I am not reading the comments. Apologies if you've been, like, posting insightful things, or whatever. I have not read a single Spelunky comment, I don't think, because, like I've said a couple of times, the discovery of the secrets and stuff is, like, my primary form of enjoyment with a game like this, and I just do not want to get spoiled. I bet there's a non-zero number of people who have been yelling at me about some mechanics that I have misunderstood or something. Apologies if that's, like, super frustrating to not see me respond at all or learn anything from the things you're saying. But that's why. But obviously that means that I don't necessarily feel beholden to the posting schedule. Wow, what a terrible job I've done of dismounting this turkey. And then on top of that, on top of just playing Spelunky in my off time, even though I'm not actually recording it all the time, I've just been playing huge amounts of Hades. I am so far ahead on Hades. I have like a month of saved up Hades episodes already, because it's just so goddamn good. This is going to be actually kind of an annoying turkey to save. So my point was, gosh, I'm playing a lot of these games that I'm playing right now. I really sort of do not have time for other things. I've fallen behind on my lying in bed and crying, which I guess is not like a horrible thing to have fallen behind on. I don't feel too bad about dealing extra damage to this wild turkey because I'm pretty sure this is going to be a turkey exploding level. I want to jump on him when he's facing to the right. Oh, that's right. He can't squeeze through the gap anyway. I was going to say, just to reduce the chances of him running us off into Nightmare Town. Speaking of Nightmare Town, I found it. It's right here. Boy, what is the right way to handle this? Okay, let's go back and grab that other turkey, because we definitely do not have time for multiple trips. We don't really have time for a single trip, probably. But we also don't have a choice. Yep, that's kind of what I figured was going to happen. So, this has now become the plan. Wow! I really thought it was going to kill both of the traps. Oh my god, spider webs. Oh, get down! That's not even an item I want! What a terrible nightmare this has become. What a horrible sequence of things occurred there. Okay, we have enough money for the hover pack. I'm gonna take this hover pack. I think the hover pack's actually very, very good. So we can see our chest there. We have no idea. The key could be over to the left, but there's no way for us to tell, and there's no way for us to access it, even if it is. I think... Is 3 squares far enough for us to just fall through? I guess we're about to find out. It is, okay. You fall fast enough that at 3 squares, you do not get hit by the arrow. What am I doing? This is a dumb way of doing this. Okay, well, we found our key. The hover pack is, without question, not as good as the jetpack, but I still think it's very, very good. I could have done this in a slightly better way. It's fine. I like that very much. Huh. There we go. It's not even practical, it's just fun. Okay, so getting up to the thing is going to be a little bit of a trick. I just didn't even see that one. I just wasn't looking. I just wasn't looking ahead. Okay, I think we have to go up this way. And then trigger the trap. Because if we tried to go up the other way, I'm pretty sure what would have happened is we throw something up, the arrow bounces off the wall, comes down, hits the trap, or hits the idol, moves the idol, triggering the trap, and then our carefully assembled approach is all of a sudden ruined. I still think our approach is pretty ruined for for a lot of reasons, but at least that's not the way it happened anymore. This is just not even... Also, I'm getting disappointed with myself and trying to fix it so quickly that I'm not even thinking about the fact that, like, I definitely have climbing gloves and didn't need to spend the rope. Well, let's just hope that it doesn't end up hurting us too much in the long run, on account of I have climbing gloves, and thus will probably not need to spend that many ropes. Okay, I want to get this pet so bad. Okay. I do also want that. Okay. Big screw-ups, lots of damage, really terrible outcomes in a lot of ways, but also we got a lot of value out of that level. A lot of good things occurred, a lot of good math. Some of the numbers that we like to go up went up in a way that's, that's very pleasing. I don't even know if it's good. It's just fun. It's just a lot of fun. Also, I have to say, I do appreciate, like, the environmental world-building detail that the hover globes at the bottom of this thing are very clearly the hover globes that Olmec is using to hover. Ooh. I almost failed to grab that ladder. I'm feeling rusty. I'm feeling really rusty, which is weird because yesterday's episode was recorded yesterday, but it's, you know, it's not... That's not really that long ago. I feel like I should not have... I haven't had time to get worse to the degree that is on display here. Ah, okay. So we're just going to ignore that trap and that spider. Okay, so I don't really love leaving Area 1 with 2 bombs and 2 health and 1 rope. That's not the place you want to be in. Especially not if you're coming to the jungle, where, first of all, most things that can kill you seem to kill you via health, so, like, actually having HP is pretty relevant. And secondly, it's quite vertical, I feel like. There's a lot of vertical traversal that goes on here, although I suppose, to be fair, there's also a lot of these trees that make it easier to traverse things vertically. Why would you do that, though? In case you were wondering. Oh, in case you're thinking, oh, well, he knew he was safe because of the web. No, I actually had not really thought about it. I just kind of threw the thing. We only have one bomb. Don't like it. Okay, there we go. That's what I needed. I needed him not to be in a place where he could pick that boomerang back up. Because I want to pick that boomerang up. It's like a rock, but it comes back. It's the finest weapon ever invented by man. We are going to go ahead and... Well, no, it'll be 2 bombs and a rope. It will be all of my resources for 1 health. I guess I sort of can't. I think it would be a bad idea to do it. There's maybe a better way to put that. Alright, we are going to go ahead and do this. I'm not going to get killed by the spike block, which I did not see, but I see it now. Oh, well. Not too fast. Don't... You know, at least he just killed himself and not like a bunch of my other resources, as has happened in the past. I guess it could have been a lot worse. Okay, here's one of our sisters. Let's go ahead and... Let's do some good in the world for a change, shall we? Move, Scarab, look out! Okay. Hooray, it's me, the hero. I'm not really sure what the safe route down is gonna... Okay, well... I tried to jump. I tried to jump fast enough. I did not do a good job, but I did... It was in my mind, the thought of pressing the button. So yeah, I guess I should say also, apologies if you're leaving... I thought I'd be able to just walk over to the right and then let him come up into my foot and die immediately. For the same reason as with this, apologies if you're like, sort of the same reason. If you're leaving comments on Hades and you're not getting any responses and I'm clearly not reading them and I'm acting in a way that suggests I'm not reading them. In part because I don't want mechanical spoilers and in part because I'm so far ahead on that series. I am reading some of the contents on that, as they're being posted, but it's in some cases like a month after the episode was recorded, so there's only so much I can do. This is tricky because there's no way to bomb this, right? The bomb's just gonna fall right through. I mean, there's a way. Alright, you know what? Very little to lose here. I pressed the button. I did press the button. I'm pretty sure if you were to super slow that down, the bomb might have left my hands 1 entire frame, up to a single entire frame, before it exploded. It turns out that's not sufficient. Time doesn't really work out in my favor. But I want you to know that I didn't just die without having pressed the button. For some reason, that's important to me. And we are definitely going to spend a bomb here in a second for 3 ropes and the chance at the cursed pot. The ghost pot. This is a little dangerous. Yep. Really thought I was going to be able to get on top of the bat there. That's awkward. I mean, it's probably worth... Yeah, it's definitely worth spending the rope for, actually. Gotta make sure I'm standing in a space where pressing down isn't going to cause me to immediately start climbing down the ladder, though. So I guess let's put this down right here. Hey, that's gonna be a problem, right? Yep, like that. That's kind of how I meant. How was that the only thing that got hit? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and play mistake die is somewhere around 15. We're just gonna go ahead and wind that one back. It's about having solid foundations of play. This play mistake die idea, and it's certainly not like a fantastic theory of play that I came up with or anything. This is definitely a thing that is commonly done, or was commonly done at the time at least. But you know, it's about giving yourself room to screw up later by playing well in the early game. If you don't establish those good, strong foundations, if the beginning of your play isn't the strongest part of your play, you're going to find it a lot harder to learn, because you will not get to practice the other parts of your play nearly as much. Okay. There we go. That's a lot better. I needed more horizontal space to lure the bat downward with. Alright, I think we want to be out of here before he even wakes up. There we go. That's not so bad. This doesn't go anywhere. Well, never mind what I said about it being not so bad. Apparently I am, in fact, required to go this way. We may as well just kill him, right? Let's just finish the job. Alright, go back and get my pet, and yeah, it's turning into a whole production. The things I will do to have a good 1-1. To have good, solid foundations. You know, it's like a house. It's important for your house to have good foundations because, and I want to underline here before I say this, I am not an architect. It's important for a house to have good foundations because otherwise it will fly away like the house in Up, I think, which is considered to be an undesirable outcome, even though it worked out just fine for Ed Asner, so... I will say I probably wouldn't want to spend a lot of time around a dog that had a way of speaking. Which is not to say that I do not love a dog, but you know. I think I understand everything that a dog might want to say to me pretty much immediately already. I certainly don't need it to be out loud. In fact, in many cases, it is already too out loud. Okay, well that was nice of him. That's a gun shop over there. We could, I suppose, try to get aggressive and kill the shopkeeper. Or a weapon shop, I should say. We are definitely going to buy this. And I think I might take a freeze ray as well. We're not going to kill the shopkeeper. I do love a freeze ray. It's just like, of all the things that you might want to have a ray do to someone, freezing them's high on the list, in my opinion. I don't really get the value of a shrink ray. I think that's like another very common kind. This is like, why? How does it help you for them to be small? You get a bunch of tiny foes in your house, and you're gonna need some kind of big spider to eat them all, and it just seems like it's a lot of steps. But a freeze ray can turn a complicated situation simple very quickly, and also makes it easier to make your own ice creams. It's like it feels like a no-brainer to me. I mean, if you live in a place that's cold, it's already functionally very easy to make your own ice cream at certain times of the year. Ah, god damn it! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Well, that's not how I wanted that to go, obviously. Stupid lizards. I think I feel pretty comfortable saying that the lizards and the moles are both more dangerous than any of the enemies you face in the jungle or lava town. I'm pretty sure I said this yesterday. This first biome in particular, or in general, the whole entire thing is just way more difficult than the parts of the game that follow it immediately. I do think that Neo-Babylon is certainly tricky. I would never claim that it's not, but I think that's how far down you have to get before you get to something that's really harder than this. In Lava Town, you have a situation that's fundamentally easier, but where every mistake kills you, which is its own sort of difficulty, I suppose. You're gonna be fine. The arrow wound will buff right out. I would really like it if... Boy, that's not a situation I want. What is going on with that caveman? How did he even get that key? I don't know how I just failed. I failed to have my brain send the signals to my hands to walk off the ledge. I really want the mole to be dead. There we go. Before we move on. This will actually be easier with the whip. There we go. Okay, let's make ourselves an opening. I guess it doesn't really matter where. I don't know why I thought that was going to be better than anywhere else. Okay. It's really hoping I can just push that over. It looks like we're actually going to have to go back up and around. We are not doing super hot on time. You know what? I'm not even gonna go get that. We're just gonna move. Because we have some travel to do. I don't like this at all. Is this really the way forward? Are we sure this goes down? Yes. Damn it. Oh, somehow that killed the pet, despite the fact that he shouldn't take damage from... Huh. Okay, well, bummed out about that. Right, he shouldn't take damage from being thrown at stuff. That's not the rules of the video game. Okay, we're just gonna leave. I looked at the clock again, and I realized that it was time to go. I guess that one of the lizards got into roll mode quickly enough to hit him, but even that wouldn't kill him, right? They have 4 health by default. He lost 2 to an arrow trap. And I don't think he took any damage aside from that. Oh, this actually is a real... This is a nightmare. Alright. I'm just gonna do this. You know what? Never mind. What I was going to do when I said this, my thought was, I'll set a bomb next to the thing and just blow it up so we don't have to worry about it anymore. But then I realized that it would just punch the bomb away. I'm glad I thought about that one for a moment. Alright. I hope it's ropes. It was ropes. Hooray! Okay. We have a little bit of time. The freeze ray does make it real easy to kill the boss. Although obviously I would prefer if he were to roll through to the left before we shoot him. Hey you, look at me. Look, it's someone you want to murder, which is to say anyone at all. I never feel like I'm confident. That sucks. We might just go through to the right side. And then make our way over from there. You know what? Just to save some time. Okay, let's go get our dude, because we are going to spend a bit of time trucking stuff back and forth here. I think going through those upper paths is maybe going to be too much. This sucks. I mean, I want to go to the jungle badly enough that we are going to spend a bomb for it. We have a question. Do we want to... Alright, fine. Should have thought that through. I think we will open this. Alright, come along, friend, quickly. So 7 health. A reasonable number of bombs. Ah, man. This is a bad time to have a thing you want to carry. Really wish I could see that mosquito. Okay, so I fired the gun to the right, and it froze the helping hand who was in our space to the left of the space that the gun was in. And then I guess it treated that as me jumping on him because I was in his space, even though we know from past experiences freezing things that are immediately to our left or right, we can occupy the same space as a frozen thing without it counting as us jumping on them. And then because I had just jumped on something, it knocked me off the vine, and also I guess I wasn't allowed to... I was holding up. Maybe in order to grab on the thing, I would have had to have let go of up and then hit it again. I bet that's the case. Well, basically, I hate that. That's a phenomenally stupid thing that just happened. I mean, there's no way the gun should have hit him in the first place, right? The gun was pointed right, and he was to the left of the gun. The gun was fully outside of his box. I guess when you fire a gun, it must, in the code, from a code perspective, it must generate the projectile in your space, moving in the direction it's supposed to be facing, but that is for sure not how that should work. And the thing you just saw is the reason why. That's the reason why you don't design your thing to work that way. Alright, are we going to be able to get out this way? We are not. Okay. Well, we can do this with just one rope. I don't feel too bad about one rope. So I guess we know that now, but that is the sort of thing that you shouldn't... It just shouldn't work that way. If I throw the pet... I'm going to run through here and just jump on him. I'm real concerned that if I had thrown the pet upward to hit him there, which is what I was initially thinking of doing, that the pet would have gone far enough to break the pot. Which would not have been, like, hugely disastrous, given how close we are to the exit, but it's not good. Certainly not the preferred outcome. Also, I have to say I'm really surprised that we got credit for jumping on that bat there instead of getting hit. To be clear, we did jump on the bat, but I think that's exactly the kind of approach angle that the game has punished us for numerous times in the past, so it's really weird to see it work out just fine here. Okay, I like an early torch. Especially if this turns out to be a turkey level, we can probably... Boy, it just didn't let me jump. Probably get ourselves some roast turkeys without having to spend any bombs. Do I want to just cook you now, then? Let me down. Let me down. I do want to just finish these moles off, so we don't have to worry about them following us down. I don't know what the best way to do that's going to be, though, with them being down in these little bits here. Yeah, that didn't do it. I did not mean to get on this turkey, but if it'll get tame, yeah, that's fine. Alright, as long as he's feeling friendly, we can just... actually, you know what? I'm just going to kill him now. Because with me doing a bad job of doing that, that shaped jump there, it was going to end up being a huge pain in the ass to get him back up, and... Can I get you to come out? Wow. No animation at all, huh? So if they come out from below... There's at least a period where they're not moving. They can damage you immediately, but there's a period where they're not moving. If they come out from the side, they are just moving at full speed the second they are out. There's no like emergence period. That is a bummer, man. I don't know if you guys know this. I think of it as a very well-kept secret, but I do not care for the moles in this game. I know. Shocker. It's kind of an interesting thing, actually. The mole is definitely the most difficult enemy in any area that we've been to. The enemy that is most likely to hit you. But it's a very low consequence failure. It's the enemy that is most likely to cause a failure, but that failure is almost certainly going to be low consequence unless it pushes you off a ledge or something. And as the game goes on, the enemies get easier to deal with, but the consequences for failure get harsher. I think that is the opposite of the way games usually do things, right? Alright, well, I'm disappointed that we didn't see the other turkey, but I also don't want to... Let's just go, shall we? Right, I feel like in general, the consequences get steeper as you go on in most other games. And, depending on the game you're playing, it may well be the case that the consequences get steeper and the enemies get more difficult to deal with. And sometimes it's just one or the other, but I feel like if it's going to be just one of them, it's definitely the consequences. What am I doing? I can't... Gotta put this down first. There we go. Put this down, hopefully in a way that causes some damage. Now see, if we go down here, and we're not super careful about how we do it, that lizard is going to hit us, and if the lizard hits us, we get stunned, and if we get stunned, we are dead. The lizard is a relatively difficult and high consequence enemy. We're going to do this just to give ourselves a little bit of room to breathe for when the lizard is facing the direction that I don't want him to face. Okay. I guess we don't need to go over there at all. We can just keep moving. Although... that's a huge portion of the level that we just missed. And the chest cave is in there. One thing that I think definitely needs to be changed about the moles is if you hit them on the back or the front, you hit them. It should not be the case that most of the mole is invulnerable. Yeah, we just have to move on. We don't have enough ropes to go find the rest of the level. We just got one of those level layouts where 2/3 of the level is not available to you without using explosives and ropes, and we do not have the ropes to do anything about it. So we are going to go into, like, the best case scenario here is we are going to go into this next area in dire straits resource-wise. I guess not the best case scenario. Oh my god, I did it again. I was gonna say, we can just bet it all and go for the, just go for the boot kill. Very frustrating that pot did not pick up when I executed the pickup command. Do I think I'm going to be able to access that? Yeah, that should be fine. We don't need to bomb down from above, we can rope from below, and I would rather spend the rope. I feel like that should have hit him. I think I would have been hit. Had an enemy done that to me with a rope, pretty sure I would have been hit. Or with a rock. Well, obviously I wanted that gold, but I don't want it badly enough to go back for it. Yeah, geez, this episode I am just having a nightmare of a time jumping on things. Let's see if there's anything of value over here. It sounds like the pet, yeah. Let's see, it really sounds like he's over here somewhere. Also the ghost pot. Also another, oh, 2 crates. Alright, come on you. I really don't value a machete very highly. It's functionally the whip, right? It's almost not different. Huh, I got poisoned despite the fact that he did not hit me. Which we know because I didn't take any damage. Well, we also know now how poison is cured, so I'm just gonna go now. I was gonna go now before the poison deals damage to me. Again, the machete is not phenomenally different than just having a whip. It has a slightly longer range, I think. The whip is, as you can see, quite abysmal. I don't know if it's even a full square. Oh, I can't buy stuff. Interesting. Well, I do want to sacrifice that pet. So I think what we're going to do here is just move you to a place where it is safer to tame you. I was really hoping to get him down here. Yeah, that's not great. Well, I was going to kill him anyway, so I guess it's not a big deal if I end up burning a lot of his health in the process of moving him to someplace safe. But I think we're going to burn the turkeys for health. Oh god. Wake up, wake up. Hate the stun. For real, just please take the stun out of the game. It doesn't... This is a thing nobody likes or wants to be present. We're going to burn the turkeys for health, but I'm going to sacrifice the pet on the altar, I think. Because we get an item for that, and I feel strongly about that. I feel strongly about an item, even though it is sometimes, you know, spectacles. Damn it. Let no one say Kali does not have a sense of humor. So I'm trying to figure... Okay, I think the right way to do this is tame you now. Take you over to the left side. Pull this idol out to the left. Yeah, and then the question is, do I want to bomb for that box? And I think the answer is yes. Okay. You know what I have a lot of is, ropes. Possibly more than I need. Okay. It's just, it's so hard to ever make the thing you want happen. It feels like it's always a struggle. I don't know where the other turkey is. It sounds like it's close. We're probably going to have to give up on it. Which is to say that I am not, in fact, going to kill this turkey. Why would I ever be trying to pick that up? Let's just hold on to this turkey, then. I am generally pretty pro-turkey murder. But, you know, I want to do it in an efficient way. We obviously cannot just go forward here. Okay, really bad job. I do not like him getting up with a jump. That's not how that should probably work. Ooh, paste. Is there a good way to access this? If I lay down a bomb right on the edge of this platform, it'll free it? Okay, let me smash this. And, you know, worst case scenario, the bomb falls through and it kills the turkey, right? It's not exactly a waste of resources. Alright, we are going to put a bomb down right here in a second, so let's just put the turkey... Oh, that's going to kill him. It did not. Hey, hooray. In case you're wondering, if I thought that was going to kill him, why did I put it down that way? It's because I forgot that I had paste. I had paste for 6 seconds, and that was enough time for me to forget that I had it. Thank you very much, Bat. So do we have any idea? We do not. It is somewhere below. That's what we know about the chest. I think in this case I am only at 2 health. I think I'm still going to sacrifice the pet. Oh, hey! That's the fancy thing. So, turns out Kali does work pretty much the way she used to. Drinking blood from it can improve one's health and enlightenment. It's a wicked skull. It's a wicked cup made out of a skull that you drink blood out of. Obviously, I'm hugely in favor. So the way this works is, every time we come in contact with blood, it will go into the Kapala, and when the Kapala is full, we will gain a heart and it will re-empty. So, anytime anything takes damage, some blood comes out, right? We want to make sure that we touch the blood. This is going to change the math a little bit on the way that we want to deal with some things. Yeah, give me that. So you can see, I don't know how obvious it is to you, but in the upper right corner there we have, like, blood up to the nose of our Kapala. We just got to keep doing that. Just keep working on that. We should not need to spend a resource here. Yeah, blood. Up to our eyes in it. Sadly, this is where the skeleton becomes my least favorite enemy, because he has no blood for us. Listen, I'm not in love with skeletons as an enemy. I'm in love with skeletons in a general aesthetic sense. I don't need to be fighting the skeleton, I just want a skeleton to be around. Blood, gimme. Okay. We're close. We're close to a health. Yeah, look at that. So, obviously, if you are good at fighting in Spelunky, you can get a lot of health out of a Kapala. We are not good at fighting in Spelunky. Also, pretty sure I just discovered that our own blood fills the Kapala, which is a thing I did not know. But also, we are in a situation where I feel like we must fight, for we are desperate. And we need it. We need the health. Okay, managed to get back up to the point of health we lost there. Yes, give me your blood. Surrender it all to me. It does change the nature of your, the character of your run. In a way that, you know, if you like to pretend that you're being a good person in a video game, this might be bad for you. But I like to pretend that I'm being a very metal person in a video game, so this is great. I'm a huge fan. So okay, we learned that the sacrifice of 2 pets is enough to get Kali to cough up the good stuff. Which suggests that it is probably the case that the fact that you get an item for 1 pet is not like some special case thing, but rather is a pet just giving you enough favor to get an item. Okay, we got a little bit of blood out of that. Your blood. Obviously, I would love to get all of the boss's blood. Just maybe let you go ahead and pass. Yeah, I would love to get all of the boss's blood. Not likely to occur. Okay, this is a little... So when we nudge this guy, we're not going to be able to get any of the blood from that, unfortunately. But... didn't realize there was going to be a snake in the pot. I feel like when you throw a pot that has an enemy in it, and it breaks on anything other than just, like, collision with the wall, it probably ought to give you... It probably ought to kill him. Oh, some of that blood went to a real awkward spot. Okay. Well, I definitely feel better about the run now. We're in a position where it is tremendously easier to get HP. I just get 1 of them. Ah, look at all that delicious blood down there, and there's nothing we can do about it. When most people say, look at all that blood, gosh, what a nightmare, they mean a slightly different thing. Oh, mosquitoes have so much blood in them. Okay, interesting. It's really opened up a new avenue for thinking about enemies. Now, obviously, you can't spend all day farming blood. It's a slow process. It can be a slow process. And you have other things you need to be doing. Like saving innocent young ladies who've gotten lost in the jungle. Or, instead of that... Damn it. Instead of that, finding keys. While you stay right here, we're like a minute in. Do we have time for this? I don't know. Honestly, probably not. But I'm doing it, because I don't remember what's in the locked door here. I feel like this is not a thing we usually see. Oh, it sucks. I mean, it's a torch. A torch is not a bad thing. Damn it. I don't know why it's so hard for me to grab that torch. This guy needs to walk. Oh my god, you huge idiot. Waddle faster. Give me your blood. And now we have a lit torch, which is fun, but now it's 2 minutes in and we have not left the entrance. And I'm going to keep our torch, and the pet is just going to live in that little backstage area that we put him in forever. Because I have priorities. Go fast. Okay. Hate it. Hate it very much. Yeah, blood. I'm casually saying, yeah, blood a lot. Can I afford your cape? Yeah. Yeah, blood. Got all the blood? Yeah. Surrender it all to me. So hopefully you can understand why I didn't think it was important to bring the pet with us. Don't care much for that. That was weird, right? Do they usually drop... I feel like he dropped right as we entered the level and then came back up and was fine. So I assumed that he would just continue to drop to a level right above the spikes over and over again. I didn't realize that they had multiple different drop heights that they might go to. Damn it, I missed blood because I accidentally caught on the edge of the wall. Blood? Okay. Not going down there. You gotta, to some degree, temper your thirst for blood. I hear the eye a-blinkin'. Seems like it must be to the right? Is it up here, maybe? It's hard to know. Alright, let's go down to the bottom and see if it blinks any harder down there. And I think I am actually just going to, just gonna blow this up. It makes it too awkward to traverse the area. Okay, so it's gotta be in here. Yeah, cool. I could have been smarter. There's no reason that ruby should still be in the wall. I should have gotten that. Okay, I seem to have done some serious damage to the interior structure of the black market. How dare you? You know, we're not... There's a hired help over here somewhere. I'm not going to free them right now. I just don't want to deal with the uncertainty that they will bring into our lives. Although, actually, never mind. I'm going to drink their blood. Never mind the thing I just said. I thirst. That was an entire heart. Okay. Moving on. Spelunky, a game for kids. We have no spike shoes. If we are wearing spike shoes, I believe we get less blood out of enemies because I think the amount of blood you produce by jumping on an enemy is the same regardless of the amount of damage you dealt, I think. So more jumps is more blood. That said, it's probably still right to get the spike shoes just because, like, killing enemies is so valuable. What I'm kind of thinking, though, is that we might, given the number of scarabs that we are seeing here, we might be able to make it to Hedget money if we just keep running around and collecting everything. What's this weird little crawl space about? I don't know. We're so close. We're so close. There are gems. I assume if you destroy a tile that is part of anyone's shop, they will freak out and kill you, because that's the rules in the normal game world. Where the hell's the exit? Am I mistaken? Is the exit not usually down here? Oh, here it is. Okay, it's on this side. Yeah, can we find a gem? Okay. I'm gonna spend some bombs here. One gem is not gonna do it, but that's gonna be 1,800, right? Oh, 2,000 even. Alright, is there... I can't remember if blue or green is the second most valuable. And it does seem like there's nowhere where we're going to be getting more than one gem per bomb, which sucks. Let's try it there. Ah, damn it, that was too close. Well, the good news is, now we get a Hedget for free, but we're gonna have to kill shopkeepers to do that. Alright, so let's let them get down there. Oh, oh. Obviously, most of them will die in that one. And then we are just going to... There it is. Think of all the blood we didn't get. What a waste. Yeah, we're still... That's still not going to work. Okay. Also, worth noting, we are on the clock. Ah, damn it. I fired early, and then it takes so long for it to reset. Even if we had killed that shopkeeper, we would have gotten the Hedget from the room down and to the right, but then we would have still had to deal with the shopkeepers down another level, I believe, and also, you know, every shopkeeper for the rest of the run, unless we somehow managed to get through several levels without killing one. I think probably that run was doomed the moment I accidentally blew up too deep, too many tiles toward the shop, but I do think it was worth trying. I don't feel bad about it. Alright, that is going to have to be it, I think, for us for today. Hurled violently out of the caves. Yeah, we are out of time for today. Thank you all so much for watching. At least we got to see some cool stuff there. We certainly did not make any progress on our shortcut, though. When you come back next time, tomorrow, we are going to deliver a hired hand to Mama Tunnel instead of merely delivering one to the waiting fangs of me. Probably. And we'll see you then.